Hello, and welcome to the 134th edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Bruckert, and I'm coming to you live here from Casa de Bruckert with another fantastic beer. This beer is from New Belgium Brewing Company. It is the Voodoo Ranger, the Higher Plane IPA, which is a New England style IPA, but it's what they call a Hazy Imperial IPA. So we're going to talk a little bit about what a Hazy Imperial IPA is and a little bit about the beer. But let's go ahead and get this poured so we can give it a chance to open up and kind of experience some of the smells and stuff like that. We're going to pour it into this beautiful I Have Beer Issues glass here. And we're going to get a nice head on there to open up those flavors, okay? So we've talked about, in the past, we've talked about what a hazy IPA is. You can see it's cloudy, almost looks like orange juice with a nice, rich, white, thick head on there. And when you smell this beer, okay, right off the bat, you're going to get that tropical fruit flavor that you get from the hops that they use, that are derived from the hops. This beer clocks in at 89 out of 100, which makes it a very good beer. It's 8.5% alcohol by volume, so probably not something you'd sit around the pool from, but with the taste of the tropical flavors, it actually kind of does make you think of the pool or being at the beach or something like that. But I've found that drinking stronger IPAs in the sun isn't necessarily the best thing. I've only found a couple that you can actually do that with. So anyway, this is an excellent beer. This is not my first time having it, but it is, I think it's one of their newer products. But it's very, very delicious. So let's go ahead. The smells you get when I say tropical fruit, well, you definitely get the pineapple. I smell some mango in there. Now I do also smell some the yeast that they use, which is kind of unique for an IPA because I don't usually smell the yeast, but I definitely smell the yeast in that. Now, when we talk about IPAs, one of the other things that we talk about is the international bitter units. So the higher the IBUs or international bitter units are, the more hoppy, bitter taste you're going to get out of it. And the lower the number, the less and more fruity flavor you're going to get out of it. Well, this is what they would call a very juicy IPA or a fruity IPA. It only has 45 IBUs, which for an Imperial IPA, that's extremely, extremely low. But that's because of the types of hops that they use and the way they do it with the malts and such, that it's not going to be a bitter. It's going to be, there's going to be some bitter hoppiness to it, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be like your typical West Coast type IPA that's going to be bitter, piney, that kind of thing. This is going to be a little bit sweeter or juicier. I like to say juicier because these types of IPAs kind of remind me, they look like orange juice, and they don't taste like orange juice, but they taste like a combination of different juices. Oh yeah. So right off the bat, you do get a pronounced like pineapple flavor, and I think it's like a pine mango type flavor that they're deriving from the hops. Oh, I didn't mention I am wearing my New Belgium shirt, so it does match the video today. But you are getting a very tropical fruit flavor right off the bat. But it finishes kind of crisp. So you get a nice tropical, fruity up front. You get the hops at that point, and then it kind of finishes real crisp without the bitter aftertaste. And that's because of the low IBUs in the beer. When you have a higher IBU, typically it will finish off much more bitter, or in cases where it's really high but it doesn't finish bitter, that's usually because of the malts that they use to finish it off. So it finishes malty versus you'll get more of the hops up front, the real hoppy in the front. But this is kind of a smooth all the way through. So it's a beautifully balanced beer. New Belgium, I really, they make some really good beers, and I've got this at the store. They actually had a BOGO at Publix, so they had the buy one get one free 6-packs. So I picked up a 6-pack of this and a 6-pack of their Voodoo Ranger, the Hazy IPA, or Hazy. It was not the Imperial, but the Hazy New England IPA. So we'll be doing an episode on that soon because they're both really delicious. I would have to give this one a little bit higher rating than the other one, just because I like it. I like the stronger beers that have the great strong flavors. Yeah, really, really a nice IPA. I would give it a very high rating. They give it an 89. I would give it that all day long. Because I found out a long time ago, everybody likes a little bit different kind of IPA. So I don't judge anybody on the type of IPA that they like. But I found there's a lot of people that are kind of in the same boat as me. They prefer either a hazy type New England style IPA, whether it be a regular or a double or a triple, but the New England style is a little bit fruitier and juicier. Or they'll go to like just a regular double or triple IPA because of the malts they include at the end, which takes away from that bitterness. I myself am not, even though I'll drink them sometimes, I am not a giant fan of the West Coast IPAs with the piney, resiny flavor. It's just not for me. But everybody has their own taste, and that's the great thing about beer. Everybody can choose what they like and go with it. You don't have to, what I like doesn't mean you have to like it, but I know enough about it to understand what I like, and that's important. Yummy. So anyway, if you've enjoyed this, make sure you tell your friends and they tell your friends about how much fun we're having drinking beer and talking about it here on Beer Issues. And make sure, if you want to get any cool Beer Issues gear, shirts, hats, anything like that, make sure you go to shop.beerissues.com where you can get great gear, Beer Issues gear. And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.